Okay, so today we are going to start with rational numbers. And we already talked about, when we stated our objective for today, that rational numbers are involving all decimals, all fractions. Because we've already talked about integers, opposites, absolute value, we're going to be later applying all of that knowledge to our knowledge of rational numbers. So let's review what rational numbers are. First, rational numbers are any number that can be expressed as a ratio. We haven't talked about ratios yet. We're going to later. A ratio of two integers. Or written in the form of a fraction or decimal. So this is just reviewing our number system. We did this a couple weeks ago or maybe it was last week, where we talked about all the different parts that make up the number system. The most inner part of our diagram is what we call natural numbers. Do you remember what natural numbers consist of? Hunter?
Like 1, 2, 3.
Exactly. Yes, they are our counting numbers. What we very first started out learning how to do. When we were taught how to count, we were taught to start with 1. So 1, 2, 3, and so on.
4, 5.
The next section
Is 0, 1.
The next section in our diagram is called what type of numbers? Whole numbers. And those are going to start with 0 and then 1, 2, and 3. Then we have what we've been recently working on, which is what we call integers, which are made up of positives and negatives, and also all whole and natural numbers. And then lastly, what we're talking about right now is the rational number section. And rational numbers involve fractions and decimals. Okay, we are going to complete two different types of diagrams. They're very similar, but they're different shapes. So just because it's not in the shape of a circle or an oval doesn't mean it's going to change all of a sudden how it's laid out. We still have natural in the inner, then whole, then it expands to integers, and then the outer part is rational. So let's start from the outer part and work our way in and label. This is our rational. Then we have our whole. Is that right?
No,
It's integers. I'm waiting for y'all to. Integers, and then our whole. Okay, so now that I have everything placed correctly,
Wait, I think the very outside is supposed to be rational. So
it is. But we left out natural.
Oh.
Yeah. We know all natural numbers are whole numbers. So we can leave that part out for right now. We're just going to classify these numbers within the parentheses in this like triangle diagram. Okay? So all of my rational numbers, what would we consider my rational numbers? 1/2. What else would go in the rational section? Heidi. 6.8. What else? Palmer. Yep, -2.8. Okay, those are all my rational numbers because they are either fractions or decimals. Now, if I were to just write integers, what would go in the integers triangle? Connor.
-4.
Yep, -4. And then Hunter, what does that leave us in the whole number section? 0. Okay, now we have another diagram. This time it's rectangles. So we're going to start by labeling. This time let's start by labeling Well, we'll go from the outside in again. So we have rational. We have integers. And then we have whole. So same thing, we're gonna classify these, but I want you to try that on your own and then we're gonna check it. So try placing each of those numbers in the correct spot. Okay, peach table. I want somebody to tell me what numbers go in the whole number box. 1 and 25. Does everybody agree? Yes. Okay, what about the integers box purple table? How do I say that? -7. Yeah, -7. Very good. What about blue table? What goes in the rational numbers box? 6/12. Very good. Does everybody agree?
Yes.
Awesome, guys. Great job. Okay. I want you guys next to try the questions in the guided practice. Now, I want you to notice that you have a diagram, but not everything in the diagram may be correct. So you and your table are going to solve 1 and 2 together. Read carefully, pay attention, and then we'll check it together in just a few seconds. Okay. So if I look at my guided practice, number 1 says, which number in the diagram is in the wrong category? What did everybody get? B, good. It should be -2 and 4/10. Yeah, because they have it placed in the integer section, and that's technically a rational number because it's a decimal. Okay, number 2, which statement best explains where the number 7/8 is placed? B, it's incorrect because it's a fraction, not a whole number. Are there any questions about that before we move on? Okay.